Hello everyone, it's Mel from Everything Marmy. It's been a bit of a while since I've been on here. And I have not done any planning, you guys. So because of that, I'm just going to fix the camera up because I've discovered that I can't do these kind of videos up on my desk. So I'm going to do them down here where I'm more creative. By down here, I mean my dining room table. If my voice is lower, oh, let me get my water, you guys. 1 second. My apologies. If my voice is lower today, you guys, please excuse me. This is my very last sketch box. It was supposed to be my last sketch box some time ago. They kept sending them and sending them. I had this one sitting for the longest time, as a lot of you know, that I hadn't been feeling well. And so when I opened it, I will show you what I found. So you get kind of a box opening too. Now, this particular box was from Sketchbox. So you can either get like 5 items for $19.99, 7 items for $29.99, or 10 items for $39.99. And I will hold up the QRL code. I think that's what that's called. In case you're interested, it is in American money. And they do deliver it separate from the post, Canada Post, which is still currently on strike. So my apologies again if you're waiting for mail from me. Yeah, right now everything's on strike, as I know a lot of people are experiencing the same situation. So there are apparently 10 items in this box, and when I opened it and saw that it was like painting items, I thought, perfect, because that's exactly what I feel like doing today. How do you plan for a week when, you know, your heart's not into it? And I don't do anything unless I'm really like into it. I don't make myself do that sort of thing. And hopefully you guys stay in frame. So this is my last box, as I was saying. And it's been a long time since I've done any art on this channel. This is hardly going to be called art, guys. It's going to be like a swatch or a swatching type of video where I think I put my sweater on backwards, you guys. God. Have you ever done that? I've literally like crawled out of bed, and yes, I did. I put my sweater on wrong. This is my potato sweater, okay, you guys? Like, I know it looks familiar, but I actually knit this when my nanny was alive, many, 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 many moons ago. I've had it ever since because so much time, energy, love, whatever went into it. And so I'm wearing my potato sweater today. And so let me show you what's in this box. And as I was saying, when I started to just do this off screen and knowing that I hadn't made a video for anybody in a while, I thought, okay, you know, the worst that can happen is you just switch me off. The best thing that can happen is you can grab any one of your books that you have, be it your planner books, your journal books, your writing books, your art books, your creative books, your craft books, your coloring books, your, a multitude of different books, you guys. I could go on, right? Commonplace books. I'm not here to sell anything. That's not the intent or purpose of me demonstrating Sketchbox. I have canceled the box because I now have what I would consider more than adequate enough stuff, to say the least. So one of the 10 items is this pencil case, and it's a unique shape and opens fairly wide, like that. And I guess it's supposed to hold all your like extras and then have a handle. Okay, and of course, you know, your infamous like advertising. I have a rule, if anybody knows me in real life, I rarely, if ever, wear anything with advertisement on it. So I'm gonna like move faster here. So here's a Sketchbox signature. Let me take it out of this. I found this to be quite interesting. I never thought that I'd be doing it with you guys though. But because, like I said, I'm not really into planning right now. My planning books have gone to the wayside for the moment. This is a super thin. Do you see that? I'd give you the dimensions, but I don't even think I have rulers down here anymore this moment, which would be unfortunate if I don't. Because if I don't, then I can't draw the boxes. But I have other things that I could use, like say this. Oh, that's bright, right? I should have warned you. That's super bright. Or like I even have like stuff like this. I can draw boxes with. I have so much stuff, you guys. It's like maddening, even for me. So in here, let's see if I can open this, is let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 different paints. And it's like a sampling of those paints. And it's the Sketchbox's signature. So I imagine they're student grade, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. Here is a Neocolor 2 in the color dark gray. So if you're not aware of the Caran d'Ache Neocolors, Neocolor 1 is almost like your wax crayons. They prevent anything from penetrating through that wax. But Neocolor 2s are able to be penetrated with water. So they're water soluble. And they turn pretty much into paint. And then I got a Grumbacher Academy watercolor cobalt blue. And then this one is Cotman watercolors in it's series 1. Payne's Gray. So Cotman is student grade. Series 1 means it's like they go up to series 3. So that's probably the cheapest. And I haven't done any research on the Grumbacher. I'm not that kind of artist, you guys. I might be one day, but as of today, I'm not. And both these tubes, by the way, are 8 milliliter, and this one is 7.5 milliliter. This kind of like size, by the way, they go up to 15 milliliter, most tubes. 5 milliliter to 7.5 milliliter is the standard norm. And I'm telling you, here is, I believe, a 5 milliliter. Oh God. Please forgive me, you guys. I haven't been speaking a lot lately. This is W032. It's Jaune Brilliant number 2. Let's see if that's the actual color. It's a Holbein. Holbein's pretty good paint. I know that much. It's only 5 milliliter, I can tell you right now. So it's this color here. It's like this beigey color. Okay, I'm going to remove that. These are samples of Daniel Smith. And my art store has given me plenty of these samples, but these like samples, these art dots are really good to try out because you get maybe 3 good uses out of them before the card is used up. Then this is Sketchbox paper. I don't tend to use this postcard size paper when I'm swatching. In fact, there's a lady I know, actually she is my son-in-law's grandmother, and she's a professional artist, or has won several awards, and I tend to put things like this for her in a box and bag because this is something that is manageable. She's a little older. And then here's a Sarasa, Zebra Sarasa green felt tip pen. That will be water soluble as well. There's a sticker. Here is some fluid art brush by Marabou. So you put water in these brushes and they're self-containing, which means you can travel with them. And I believe that is it for the box. So let's swatch them. Now I'm not going to use these brushes. I'm going to use something from either in here or elsewhere. And this is for outlining. I'm probably just going to test it, but I'm not going to do much more than that. In the time we have, me swatching the Daniel Smith and these 3, plus the Neo Color and the Signature Sketchbox will definitely be more than enough time. And then, you know, these 2 items. So let's do the count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they must be counting 12, 13. No, that's right, because it's 10 items. So let's take that back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the sticker is not counted either. So let's test them out. I've brought out my Canson book. I might have to raise you guys up so you guys can see. And I will put my clip to even this out a little bit. And get these out of the way. And like I said, I'm not going to be using this. Or the Sketchbox. Most of their products, anyway, they've gone pretty much to their own items. Now, here's the thing. I could have gone online, picked the items I wanted. I always forget to do that. My life is fairly busy on one sense, and I'm not really on the ball. So it's always a mystery box to me. Here's the thing, though. With import tax, it's not feasible for me anymore. Okay. So, let me show you. We will be, like, testing out these things here. Not the water brushes, because they're water brushes. If you want to see me do more of an in-depth video on these kind of brushes, or different platforms like junk journals and whatnot that I use these products on, I will. But at the moment, I'm really behind in so many videos, you guys. So let's pick a paintbrush. And I really want a good one. These ones don't look. That's 10. I tend to like an 8. So I might have to go back. That's an 11. No. Okay, let me just grab a different brush. I keep my brushes in different containers. So these ones, you can tell, are what I call my fairly beat up brushes. These are my next in lines. I'm really hard on my brushes, and that's fine. And then I've got the better ones up here on my desktop, which I can't possibly show you. Oh, and I'm dropping like absolutely everything, guys. Let's see, do I want to use these guys? I think these are the small little ones. These are from Amazon. Yeah, these are tiny detailed brushes, and I don't think I've ever quite used those because I'm not quite good enough yet. What size is that one? My favorite is a size 8 round. And I'm just looking for one. There we go. So this one here is a portable one. It's a bullet tip, it's portable, but you need to pack water with it. So I'm just going to soak it. I've got to the side here a little water, which I won't show you because I'm quite embarrassed by it. Well, I'll show you. It's just one of these cheap water things. You can tell it's loved. It's stained. It's just cheap plastic. You can make this out of anything. Okay, so this here is your clean water. This is your dirty water. The lid of it is like that, and then you can close the lid down. It is Art Alternative, very inexpensive. I have various different kinds of palettes depending on what I use. I have ceramic ones. Like most things, I go overboard. So in here, I started this book off some time ago. Let me move that. Doing out a swatch card. These swatch cards, I just kept adding to them as I got them. Let's see, are you in frame? And I absolutely, without a doubt, love Daniel Smith. And I was only painting on one side. I just love how the texture of these are. And I just made little boxes. Now here, these are not Daniel Smith. Down here. Up here they are. Can you tell the difference? These are Schmincke here. So they're very nice as well. There's Schmincke as well. Here's more Daniel Smith. I do not like their iridescent line. It's not for me. So I still have some squares here. And then at some point I got the 166 dot card, which was the last dot card my art store carried. and it looked like it had been partially used, so they sold it to me at a ridiculously inexpensive price. Because dock cards, you guys, you'd think they'd be cheap, but they're not. Then here's some Roman small, and I took a couple of colors and made my own green palette. And then we're back to Daniel Smith. Now, I can always tell Daniel Smith. I love them. Like, oh, they just do it for me. And not because I'm a paint snob, you guys, but because, do you see, like, they have personality. So I started using both sides of the paper, and I'm not sure that I actually will continue to do that. And the reason for that being is, in the beginning, I think my thought process was like, I just wanted to have it all on one page. Now I'm thinking, if I ever wanted to have like a display of my paints, I could like just put them up. But if I have them on both sides, you see, pardon me, you guys, then like it's very hard for me to see the colors. Okay. And so again, here's that. Oh, I think definitely for me, the darker colors. I'm not big on this whole shimmery light iridescent. And there's quite a few of them. These are the extra fine gouache. Now, what is the difference between gouache and watercolor? You can turn gouache into watercolor by watering it down quite a bit. Obviously, I didn't do that enough here. You see? And then here I did. So I took these same colors and I watered them down. And then I took other paint sets. These are, oh my goodness, Nick Pro. This is a very inexpensive set. It's a 50 color set on Amazon. You guys, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. It's not my favorite one that's inexpensive, but this is the way to go. I'll do a whole different video on that. And I'm just gonna like just quickly flip through to the end here, because I'm gonna go back and use some of the squares I have, because I don't feel like drawing any more squares. And I just wanted to come on and let you know that I'm alive. And these are Daniel Smith here. So we're going to start by swatching these. I've brought over this sprayer, so when I swatch them, I wake up the pigment. Now you don't need to do that, but I'm going to do that. And I do have like paper towel. I reuse my paper towels so many times, you guys. But before I do that, I'm just going to lay down some gray. Where am I going to lay down some gray? Actually, I can do... How many colors are in here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's not enough colors. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I could put them here because these are, that'll work. So I could use these 2 pages. and then this one. So obviously this book is not in order, and that's fine. And where now did I put? I don't think it's a video unless I say where did I put. So these both will be sprayed. I'll spray that one and wake it up in just a minute. You guys have probably seen me do this before. I'm not going to label them with you guys right now because I've already talked 25 minutes. But I will label them next time. And I do have a it's a heat tool. I don't know, is it unplugged? Yeah. But do I want to do that, or do I want to just use paper towel? I might just use paper towel, or like this bag here. And you can keep your recycled bags, like this has some stickers in it, and it'll fit, and then, you know, it's no big deal. Okay, so I've got a couple of colors here. Let's get these tried off first. And then I'll pause it at the end, write what they all are, flip it, and then I'll show you what I've done. I highly encourage art, you guys, especially if you're, as I'm going through right now, maybe not at your best, and feel like doing something with your hands. I don't have a whole lot of energy at this moment, and that's fine, but I still feel like being creative. So that's exactly what I want to do. And by putting on some soft music in the background, or a podcast, or even some YouTube channels. Personally, I can't watch YouTube when I'm doing art. I find it interferes with the flow for me. So either it's music, like piano music, or nothing, quiet. And then, let's see, where are we at here? I'm going to get this one put up here. Remove these stickers out of here, whatever they happen to be. And get that ready, this bag. And let you know I've unfortunately not speaking well. I've been thinking of you all tremendously. I apologize. It's been, I don't know, what, 6 days perhaps? I think I did kind of give a kind of warning. Now let's just do, I want to keep this one a little separate. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is this is the Neocolor 2, and I have a whole bunch of Neocolors, and this is where these kits, I get a lot, or I used to get a lot of my art supplies, because for $39.99 you can't go wrong if you're trying to build up your supplies, as long as you remember that at some point you're going to get to the point where you have a lot. So the Neocolor 2s, look at this. Oops, already out of the box. Let's move you down. I don't need to stay in the box. I like doing different things with paints, not always in the boxes, but sometimes I like the uniformity in the box as well. Let's get this this a little closer. So you can see the pigment in this is just fantastic, you guys, and what you can do with it. To take away, you know, that middle line. You see, you can't even tell. Let's go over here and make a cloud. There's so much you can do. And I'm just using the same paint. So I do have art pages in my monthly books. The problem is that I tend to be somebody who says, well, if I haven't done, you know, these other pages, I can't just do these pages, you see. So that's a problem. Now I'm going to test out these three here, okay? So these are full concentrations here. So I can do full concentrations. Let's see how much space we have. We've got a whole page here. So 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, well, let's give it just a little squirt of water over top of the... So that's all I've done. Rinsed my brush. And you can use your brush to add the water to it. So you can make these this thick. Okay, that's quite a lot of paint. So I'm going to go over and like with this paint in my pages of my books and use them that way. So you can tell these make like this beautiful sky. The wonderful thing about watercolor, you guys, is once it dries, you can add another layer. But if you don't wait for it to dry, you're going to rip your page, okay? So I'm just going to come down here and just do this color here. Now this is the Payne's Gray. Isn't that something? Look at the difference of this gray over the gray up here. Now I've just added a bit of water to this one because I want this gray to come floating down. Like that's just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then we have this color here, which is like a, I don't know, it's almost as close as a foundational color for me. And I'm going to put that, say, here. The reason I'm doing like them all like jumbled like this is because I don't want them touching. And also, if I want to add more water or try a different consistency later, I can, or compare it with a different color, I can. So these are your books, you guys. You can do whatever you want. Nobody, what I love about this square box is that, like, I'm not thinking. There's nothing really to think about. I'm just putting paint in the center of the box, and yet I'm still creating. That's what's important. I'm still creating. So you see now I'm adding another layer. Now she's not dry, but that's fine. Now, one thing I want you to notice is that, do you see here the consistency between the Neo color and the Payne's Gray? So let's look at these guys again here. So this Payne's Gray is the Cotman student color. Now, Cotman is so well designed, I guess is the word. They're so well made that student grade is superb. I don't know the history, like I said, of the Grumbacher, but by looking at that color, like, there's so many possibilities. And this, of course, is the Holbein. And yes, it's definitely beige, but think of the possibilities when that starts to dry. You can come in on your painting and give it designs, you see? And by doing that, you can do all sorts of things. You can lighten it up. Actually, I just remembered, I do have a pause button on my phone, which means I can dry these. Yay me. I always forget that. I still have to go in and do that. I haven't had time, energy, effort for any of that, you guys. I'm so behind the ball. And I can't believe we're in October. Like, Canadian Thanksgiving is on Monday. My middle daughter's birthday is on Monday. Like, yeah. And I'm very thankful. But our Thanksgiving is very, very different than the Thanksgiving of the one in the States. Very different. We have different origins for it. So I'm just going to add a different layer down here now. And I wanted to kind of do it this way because there's so many ways to lay paint. Even if it's inside of a box, you know, even if it's inside of a box. So I'm just going to pause the video, you guys, as I quickly dry these paints, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm just going to label very quickly with this pen that was in the box, the Zebra Sarasa. Series 1. Keep in mind, Cotman goes 1, 2, and 3, and this is Payne's Gray. If I don't do this, chances are I will forget, especially with this blue, which is Grumbacher. I quite like that, so I probably want to look into that more. Grumbacher, pardon me. Cobalt blue. Okay, and then this one was Holbein. HWC is watercolor. Holbein watercolor. Jean Brilliant #2. W. Okay, so those ones are done, and now we've tested out 5 of the products. I will use this leftover paint on some of my Hobonichi papers. And let's swatch these babies. These are, again, the Sketchbox Signature. I'm not quite sure why this is the palette part, but usually I find, I don't know, maybe it's my brain, but like I'd expect the paints to be down here and then the mixer up here, but as long as you guys can see them, that's all that matters. And again, just by spraying them, this is a lot of water. It's mainly just to bring out the pigment at a faster speed. And okay. So I've heard good things. Now this is Iris. I'm just going to go along here. Wow. That is quite the purple. So if you guys are going through a bout of not feeling well and you've had your chicken soup and your ginger ale and your hot baths and your hot teas and you're going a little bit mental because you don't feel like planning and you don't know what to do, even if you have like felt pens, I'm just trying to soak up some of this so I can make a pattern. I laid down a bit too much water, I think. I want to kind of swirl it in a little. Let's try the rouge. Yeah, pull out some paints, your kids' paints. Maybe you have paints. Maybe you haven't thought of painting in a while because you've put yourself in that area of, well, you know, I'm a planner, I'm not an artist. Well, you know, do you see how the colors are running right now? They're running together because I've got them fairly close together. And again, it really doesn't matter to me. If I wanted it to like be more specific, where it didn't run like this, I would have laid the paint in a different way. But I'm just here having fun. Or at least doing something creative. I'm most curious to see how these paints dry. The next one is red. So I'm going to start on this side over here. Now that's, wow, that's like bright. Do you see that? So I'm just going to add just a wee bit of water to that. Now this one is like really tricky because I've got that beige above it. But I've heard that the signature brands are a lot like generic brands. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but in my experience, there, I've seen like signature brands that are better than so-called like name brand paints. Because what I've seen happening is that paints, and I don't know anything, okay, you guys, I don't. So I'm going to just say that right off the bat. I say this with all the ignorance that I'm admitting to. I don't know anything about paints, except what I like and what I don't. But when you go and buy generic, you know, I don't know, ibuprofen, it works the same because the actual maker of that ibuprofen is the brand next to it, which is Advil, for the most part, at least here in Canada. Now this one here, to fix that, I'm just gonna quickly go in there and daub that out of there because obviously that was a bit too much. So we're gonna fix that. Nothing cannot be fixed. And some of your best mistakes, if you will, are happy accidents, just waiting to happen. So back to signature paints. I've heard that, you know, some of the companies that make them are big brands. And as such, it's like an affordability thing. So don't feel bad if you know, like when you go to Michael's and you buy the round ones that the kids use in school, like Crayola and whatnot, those are chalk. 90% of that is chalk. I don't know if that's the exact percentage, but it's chalky. You can feel it's chalk. It looks like chalk. There's chalk. But when you start getting into like student grade, for 99% of us, student grade is enough, especially if you're looking at like the Cotmans. Like, they come in pans or they come like this. So let's see if this one is a Winsor & Newton. Yes, it is. So that's a Winsor & Newton in a pan. And here's one in a tube. This tube will fill this pan about 3.5 times for the same price. So it's convenience. And you've got to dry it and have the pans, etc., etc. So like most things, I only know, like, I don't know anything, you guys. I just know enough that I like the colors. I like colors, and I like the way it makes me feel. I like losing myself in art. For no other reason than that. Now this was obviously, well, they call this, I guess I missed a color. I did. I missed this one here, the Rougeau. So I'm going to add this at the end. So I went Iris, Rouge, Red, and then I went right to Peach, and now I'm on Pyrus. So it sounds like fruits. And you'll excuse me, you guys, please. There's a song, please excuse me, I'm not at my best. I forget what song it is, but I really, really wanted to come on and let you guys know that I'm thinking of you. And also because, like, I kept thinking, well, you know, I gotta turn on the camera. I gotta do that, but upstairs isn't working for me. This I'm conditioned, you see. Now this is honey. So honey and papyrus, they're fairly close. There's a lot of yellow here. So this is a good palette because like, and I'll get back on to my sentiments in just a second. With yellow, with blue, and with red, you can do the color wheel and infinite colors. How long have I been chatting? I have 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. So I'll do this palette and then this Daniel Smith one, because I flipped the book. I've pretty much already have painted these, but who knows? Like, we'll see how I feel tomorrow, you guys. Now, white is not going to show up, so I'm not going to do white, but I did miss this one here. So let's get her put down. Wow. So yes, I absolutely missed you guys. I am, again, behind on the comments. I haven't really been able to watch much YouTube. I tried a couple, but when I'm not at my best, you guys. Like, all I want to do is sleep. I'm not like a TV watcher at the best of times. And so that's the skinny on that one. Hopefully it's uphill from here. So this is Onyx, this next color, which should be rather dark. Look at that beautiful color. So I'm here to encourage all of you guys to play. I'm such an advocate of play. Oops, there goes the purple. We're just gonna put it back where it needs to go. Up you go there, purple. Back in your own little spot. And I don't know if you can see what I do there, but I take the paint sometimes and I just make little, I get paint on my brush and I just make little dots. Do you see that? On top of the paint. So when it dries, and this is pretty thick paper, this Canson paper. So when it dries, it gives you an indication of a multi-leveled paint. So the next color is brown. Okay, I'm not really liking that brown. That's the first brown, or the first color I haven't really enjoyed. I'm not sure. Kind of looks more caramel / honey than the brown that I expect. But I could be biased too, because my browns in my mind are nature inspired browns. And yes, these are nature inspired browns, but it's more on the orange spectrum here. Do you see that? And so, which if you look at these two colors here, that color and that color, the pigments to me, I don't know. It's really too close. Let's go to ochre. Now, ochre is one of my all-time favorite colors. There's just something I love about it. It's a mustardy color. and it's just wherever I see. Here's Yellow Ochre by Schminky up here. Yeah, I love ochre. If you're looking for any particular technique, and if I have any particular technique on painting, I don't. Like everything else I do, you guys, I keep it real. You want to watch somebody who will mesmerize you with her painting styles and her voice. There's Helen Cryer, Aldous Turbelow, and I find she's quite fascinating. She does quite an in-depth review on so many things. This is Pain. So what color are we going to get? Like a blue? That's definitely a blue. So instead of Payne's Gray, we've got just Pain. I don't think I've seen that before, where Pain wasn't added to gray. Needless to say, talking about Helen's videos, I find her most relaxing. And her reviews are bar none to other reviews I've seen, because she, first of all, she's from the UK, and she swatches and takes art very, very seriously, and yet at the same time, she's ruthless with it, meaning she doesn't keep what she doesn't use, which my hat's off to her. The next color I'm going for is Indigo. And she goes in search of things that she thinks she would like, and if they don't turn out to her liking, she sells them on. Now, that in itself is a great feat, because for me, I have such a hard time selling things, you guys. And I always have. But so she'll go and do a bid on a big box of paints, for example, and then the ones she doesn't use, she sells them on. Or she'll like a palette, for example, and sell the paints. So, and she's extremely, extremely talented. Now again, we've had a little face-off here with the Pain and the Indigo. Okay, the next color is Blue-Green. Now, I'm glad they put the blue first, because Blue-Green is right there. And there's tons of paint in here. Like, it reminds me of another paint set I have where you like open it up and there's like all these different levels. But what's the problem with that one is it's really hard to get to some of the paints. So I never really use the colors, so I might have to really remove them from each other, which therefore doesn't make it a convenient product as it's advertised to be. Let's see if I can get some variation in this. Oops. Coloring outside the box. And again, you guys, this is all for play and fun. I am not a serious connoisseur of knowledge here. Uh, this next one is called Pine. Already, I get, wow, is that pine? To me, that doesn't look pine. Again, I'm taken aback by it. This does not look like pine to me. This looks like pine should be, in my mind, a bit darker. This to me looks like your typical Christmas green, like, you know. In fact, when I'm looking at these two colors back to back right here, that's what I see. Okay, we have two colors left. One is olive. Now, I really hope this is a nice olive, you guys. And then we have lime. So please allow this olive. Oh yeah. Now this is a nice olive, you guys. Keep in mind, this is a no-name Sketchbox paint palette. I am not aware of how much it costs because you have to go online and look it up. Like for just this, I don't know. I made that box way bigger, but heck, why not? And then the last color is lime. Now you can mix any of these colors with any other color, mix it here on the palette. I'm going to move this lime one here. Now this is the first color out of the entire palette that kind of goes out of the box a little bit, because most of them are like your average colors, but this one is like really like fluorescent. There's no other fluorescent color. So you guys, that is my video for today. I hope you did find time to join me in this art session, or have me play in the background of your life as you were doing dishes. That's what we tested today. What we didn't test, of course, was this paper. The paint could have been way better on this paper. Who knows? We didn't test these, but I'll tell you right now that this brush is infinitely better than this brush. So even if we tested this paper here, this Italia paper, 140-pound cotton, 100% cotton, even if we tested that with these brushes, it wouldn't have been good, in my personal experience. Having a good brush, good paper, makes a difference. And then there was this. And the Daniel Smith swatch card of 18 colors, which I haven't swatched yet at all. And so now what I'm going to do is take the paint that's left over and put it probably in this Hobonichi here, which was last year's. I'm sure I can find some pages in here that I can fill up with the paint and not waste it. In the meantime, folks, I've missed you very much. And remember, before I lose my voice, we are perfectly imperfect. You are all loved, needed, and wanted far, far more than you will ever know. I hope you had fun having a playtime with me. We are never too old to play. And with that all being said, I will see you all next time. Bye for now, everyone.